My name is Jeremy Currrier. I'm the men's basketball coach at Young Harris College. I've been in the gym my whole life. I've played basketball since I was 3 years old. I love the game. I got out of basketball right after college, missed it a great deal. Started to do individual training and working with players, and just really fell in love with that process of helping players to get better. And that kind of turned into working with the team setting, and just have so much excitement and passion for our players graduating and getting their degrees, and just building teams and programs. It's such a rewarding process. It started for me after college. I was working for the Boston Celtics front office, and was exposed to a lot of high-end coaching, some of the best coaches in the world, and was fascinated by how those coaches affected change with their players and how they built habits and built team. I then started to do the player development with a group outside of Boston, and really liked that process of seeing a player's game grow and develop, and see different players' love for the game. I then was at Daniel Webster College, my first coaching position. I was the youngest head coach in the NCAA, and we were able to turn that program around and have some very successful years. After that, I went to Pfeiffer University as an assistant coach for Dave Davis, who is a big influence and mentor in my life, and took over for Coach Davis at Pfeiffer. And I've now been at Young Harris for the last 3.5 years, and working hard to make our program something that we can be proud of. Yeah, I think coaching style, I think intense. We really want our team to be a hard-playing team. I think what we're looking to do is build a culture of teamwork. Our philosophy is 5-man offense and 5-man defense. We really work to share the basketball and find the best team shot. And on the defensive end, we really work to build the habits of playing for each other, having each other's back, and being a connected and united group. From a culture standpoint, we spend an awful lot of time on culture. We do a team book. We are constantly meeting with the leaders of the team and discussing different things that we can improve within our program. We have core values that we focus on, and everything we do comes back to those things. And we're trying to be unselfish, on and off the court, play for each other. We're trying to play with an unrelentless effort. We just want to continue to be a hard playing team. It starts in practice every day. Our guys practice really hard, and they're in the gym a lot. And we just try to build that group of being unselfish. We want to build a brotherhood with our players and have them playing for each other. And I think the best teams, regardless of sport, play for each other. Really excited. We haven't seen any outside of competition yet. So we have a lot of new faces. I've graduated quite a few guys last year. We have some big shoes to fill. We lost some really good players. But I'm excited about this group. I'm excited about the commitment to being a great teammate, being coachable, coming in every day and competing hard. I think the first step in being a good team is having good practice habits, and I've been really happy with this group. And I love our returners. They came back in great shape. They came back with a leadership mentality, which is always important, that your upperclassmen are leading. And then a lot of our new players have made a big splash early. But we're kind of in that learning phase. We've only had a couple practices, and a couple practices where we've gone live, and we're still learning about who can do what and who plays well together. So we're still trying to navigate through that. But I would say the word that is with me and my coaching staff would be we're very excited with this group. We try to be very thorough. We try to say we want to know more about them before they get here than when they get here. So it's a pretty exhaustive background check, getting to know their character. The acronym that we use is ABCs, and the A is for academics, the B is for basketball, and the C is for character. And we try really hard to get players that are very strong in those three areas. Academically, Young Harris it's a very good education. It's a very you have to be really focused. You have to be able to manage your time, and balancing that with the athletic piece of this. It takes a lot. You have to be willing to use your resources here with the Academic Success Center, and there's so many people here that want to help, and you have to be able to have players that understand how to use their resources and manage their time, and academically that their degree is important to them. From a basketball standpoint, I think the thing that we try to look for in our stuff is that recruiting process is, the things that we ask are not necessarily a talent, but they are a commitment to winning. And those things are effort and being unselfish and, working to be a true teammate. I think it's easy to be a good teammate when things are going well, and it's very challenging to do that when adversity hits. And we try to recruit guys that know what winning looks like. They know how to help a team be successful. We really like state champions out of high school, or people that impact winning and help to build a strong locker room and culture. And then character, and that's on the court, off the court, in the locker room, that's in the community, it's in the dorms, it's in the dining hall. I just think you win with really good people. And I think that recruiting process has changed a little bit over my time. And you really try to get to know their families more and try to get to know their coaches more, and you try to see what are the habits that they're coming from. I think if it's a big adjustment, we're very demanding, we work really hard, and our practices are physical and tough, and you just try to find players that are aligned with the principles and the culture that you're trying to build. And that's a lot of phone calls, a lot of follow-ups, a lot of emails, and really just building that relationship with not only the recruit, but the people around that recruit that are helping them make the decision. Seeing your student athletes succeed, I think for us it's certainly graduation day, because I know how hard they work here to get that degree. I know the hours they put into the library after practices or the tutoring sessions between classes. We spend a lot of time with our players academically. We monitor their grades, we help them with time management. I think the first thing is just seeing them academically succeed, because that degree can never be taken away, and that degree will help to set them up for success in the future. We have quite a few players that they would be first generation college students for their families, so seeing the joy on the families' faces when their son or daughter or grandson, or when they get that degree, it's really a meaningful moment for me. Because I know the effort and work that goes into getting that degree, especially at a great school like Young Harris. And then just seeing a player's game grow, and I think we're getting to the point now that the relationships, I really cherish the relationships with our players and having them stop by the office, and then also seeing the relationships with their teammates. I think we've got some really good teams at Young Harris, and you go to the dining hall, they're always sitting together. They have meaningful relationships off the court, and we try as a program and as a coaching staff to help to build those guys. And I think you grow as a group when you start talking about difficult things and getting to know each other. And that's where we're at. We're trying to get our guys to be there for each other, on, off the court. And I think the rewarding part is when you see those guys building those relationships, or taking a guy home for Thanksgiving, or you see families coming to the games, and we're building that brotherhood, and that's a really, really rewarding moment for me.